Welcome to this little episode here of Your Ultimate Life. I'm calling it that. My podcast is called Your Ultimate Life. And my LA Talk radio show is called Your Ultimate Life. I'm really excited. I am so excited for my guest tonight. I want to invite you specifically to tune in tonight at 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Mountain, 6 Central, 7 Eastern, to my LA Talk radio show, Your Ultimate Life. I want to invite you to that. It's really impressive. The guest I have is really impressive. I love it. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be valuable to you. Valuable to you, because we're going to talk about, and this individual who I have as a guest coming has made a lot of successes in their life, and we'll share a lot of things about creating a life you love. You know, the life you love, your ultimate life, isn't just about cash. We so often, especially in this world right now, have the idea that stuff, things, money, position, power, that's the ultimate. And then on top of that, we think that anybody that says anything different is stupid and wrong, and they're saying it just because they don't have it. Well, that's not true. I've lived at a place at a time where for several years, many years, I had way more money than I knew what to do with, and all I did is dumb things. The individual I'm going to have tonight on my show has made lots and lots and lots of money. And you know what his goal is? To help others right this minute make money. And he doesn't brag and make a lot of noise about it. You know, to be all over the place saying, oh, look at me, I'm cool, and beat his chest. So I think you'll really enjoy and get a lot of value from tonight's show. Anyway, LA Talk Radio. It'll be broadcast on my Facebook page and on LinkedIn. So I hope you tune in tonight, 4 p.m. Pacific, adjust for your time zone. Today, I titled this, Put Your Ass Where Your Heart Wants to Be. And I'm reading a book right now, rereading for the 17th time, a book by Stephen Pressfield. And he has a series of books. He's written a ton of books. This particular one is this one, Put Your Ass Where Your Heart Wants to Be. My thumb's in the way. And it's a series. The first one started with The War of Art. And the next one was Turning Pro. And another one was Do the Work. And another one is The Artist's Journey. And another one that I forgot in there was Nobody Wants to Read Your Shit. And then, you know, The Artist's Journey, and this last one, Put Your Ass Where Your Heart Wants to Be. And they all have that same white cover, and they're all focused on one thing, and that's focused on you. You listening right now. It's for you and me as I read it. And it talks about the struggle of producing something in the world. He started with The War of Art, but he's an author. And he's including art, whether you're an author or an attorney or a parent, father or mother, or you're a musician, or you're a coach, or you're a consultant, or you're an employee. It is the idea that you intrinsically, inherently are valuable and you have something to offer that's important. And there's this enormous resistance. There's this brick wall. There's this rain of bricks on your head all the time that seems like it's keeping you from doing it, beating you down, beating you back, pushing you away, telling you you're not good enough. All those books are about that conflict that every single person feels. Every person who does anything feels that. The juxtaposition of, am I good enough? Will this work? And the yearning, the burning inside of us to do something that makes a difference. You have it. I know you feel it. Maybe you've also felt, I'm not good enough, I'll never make it, it won't happen. I've certainly felt like that. I've sat down and wept and smashed my head against the wall, sometimes literally, with the feeling of, it doesn't seem to matter what I do, it's not enough. It won't work. I can't get there. That feeling. I use this background today of this dude meditating, looks like a monk of some kind, sitting on a ledge. Sometimes you feel that alone or more, completely, absolutely, utterly alone. Now, this pose here is presumably one of peace and one of someone who has made absolute peace with the world and their surroundings. And there's total value in that. And here's what I mean. It doesn't mean, that peace doesn't mean you're not busting your ass to do something, because you likely are. And maybe you've got too many things to do and you feel overwhelmed. None of that is what I'm talking about. Peace is to realize three mixed things. One is that no matter what happens around you, you're a divine being. You have gifts, you have talents, you have a purpose. You're meant to do something great and important. Maybe great and important for 10 people, maybe 10 million. But you're meant to do that. You agreed to do it before you came here. You have the gifts and talents to do it. That is a fundamental truth. Another fundamental truth is it's hard as hell to get it done. There seems to be resistance and pushback and naysayers and failures and smashing in the faces and everything else in the way. And so if I'm supposed to do that, why is all this crap in the way? That juxtaposition is absolutely true in your life right now. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but it's always there. So the game is, how do I get up and get after it every day as best I can? Some days are better than others. And still move forward, move that ball forward in the face of that seemingly impossible mountain, opposition. I don't know enough. I don't know the right people. I don't have enough money. I don't have the breaks. You know the list of things. Well, I'll tell you. Yesterday, I went and got 3 shots. They were all at the same time, and I didn't have to get them all at the same time. It might have been stupid, but I did it. One was a COVID booster, and I haven't had one of those for a long time. And so it was new, completely reformulated, etc. Another one was a high-powered flu shot. And I say high-powered because here in Alberta, they have different flu shots if you're over 65. It's a high-powered booster, so I got that. And the third one was a new pneumonia thing, Prevnar 20, or 23 or something, which immunizes you against 20 or 23 different kinds of pneumonia. So I got them all at the same time, and they told me I might feel a little yucky. Well, about 3 or 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, I went about 11 and did them. So after about 5 hours, I was done. I hurt, all my joints hurt, everything was painful. Now, that was a physical thing, and the reason was obvious. I got 3 high-powered shots, and it was kicking my butt. So I went to bed at 5 o'clock yesterday, and I stayed there till 5:30 this morning. So I was in bed for, I don't know, maybe 6 o'clock I went to bed, but so about 11 hours or something. I don't know. And I woke up this morning feeling a lot better. I still hurt in a few places, but that's okay. So I know what that resistance was. The resistance we feel when we're trying to do something is what Pressfield talks about. In fact, he personifies it. He calls it the resistance. So here are some of the forms. Your family says you shouldn't do that. They say, get a job. Don't try to do that thing. You can't, you won't. Who are you to X? You have had failures in the past. You've tried. You think you've put your blood, sweat, and tears in something, and you failed on your face. Booms, more times than you can count. And you can't stand the thought of being embarrassed again and failing again, so you adopt the idea, I suck, I'll never make this. So your family does it. You bash yourself in the face because of your failures or because you believe you can't do that. Third, others. Sometimes people you know, and sometimes it's just society at large that says you can't do that. So no matter what side of the political thing you're on, I want you to think about some people. You've heard of Thomas Edison, 10,000 failures or 1,000, I don't know which is right, to make the light bulb. Henry Ford overcame crazy obstacles. You can read about a bunch of them in that book, Think and Grow Rich, which is a catalog of people who faced those same obstacles. Today, there are a pile of them. Love them or hate them, there's that dude, Elon Musk, who went from absolutely zero, born in South Africa, you know the story, and now the richest man in the world, and running all kinds of companies. Now, whether you like his politics or not doesn't matter. It is an example. He didn't have magical breaks happen. He didn't have good fairies show up and ding, deliver gold bars from Amazon. Bezos, who's also one of the richest people in the world, started that stupid thing in his garage. So, and they all face those same kind of obstacles. Here's the thing. Sometimes what we do is we say, well, that's them. They're lucky. They got the breaks. They're smarter than everybody else in the world. No, they're not. Success is 99% perspiration. and 1% inspiration. And you have the 1%. You have an idea you know right here, right now, raise your hand, would change a big piece of the world, would make life better and more powerful and sweeter and more loving and more kind for people. You do. Raise your hand. I know you have it. So you already have the 1% inspiration. I'm a coach. I work with people all over the world. And you know what I see all the time? I see everybody cowering, fearfully running away from the work. Do the Work was the name of one of those Pressfield books. Now, here's what I found in, quote, doing the work. It's not about just crazily taking massive action and wearing yourself out and burning out your life and your family. It's not about any of that bullshit. It's about doing the right things, but it's more about perseverance than anything else. Great spurts of high-powered work followed by, yeah, whatever, don't work. Forget it. I taught piano for some 40 years. From when I was 17 till I was about 57. I quit teaching about 10 years ago. Taught all kinds of beginners, advanced students, and everything. And you know what I noticed? Those that practiced plodding along, every day, just practiced, did way, 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 way better than people who crammed and worked really hard for a recital or for a performance or practiced, 5 hours on the weekend. Didn't work. It worked, but it didn't work like regular perseverance and practice. Now, that's one thing I know. So it's perseverance. Stick to it. Another thing I know is get the help you need. Stop thinking like I used to, I got to do this myself. You're free to try, but that's the quick road to quitting. Quick road to quitting. The reason that it is because we get frickin' discouraged. Nobody notices, nobody gives a crap, and inevitably we fall on our face a bunch of times. So get the help you need. That's one of the things I love about being a coach. I get to be in the trenches with you, doing the work so you get to the goal line. That's the second thing. So don't quit, perseverance, and get the right help. Now, the right help is going to help you see, understand exactly, find your life purpose, find exactly who you can help, find exactly what lights your fire every day so it's not a drudge. You still need discipline, but it's not drudgy discipline. It's excited discipline. The other thing in that the help does is it helps you with things you're not very good at. It maybe you're great at a thing, like helping people do a certain thing, whatever your thing is, but you suck at creating a business. You haven't run a business before, so you don't know the ins and outs of starting a business and finding clients. Well, get some help. Don't do this alone. There are more opportunities. There are more examples of success. You can find someone that has had success in your field doing what you want to do and get them and hire them and have them help you so you can make the difference you want to make. Another fatal mistake I used to make is thinking nobody needs me. There's already 1,000 coaches out there, 10,000, 1 million mindset coaches. You know what I've discovered? There is absolutely zero. No one in the universe does what I do. Nobody. Not like I do it. Period. And I guarantee the same is for you. Nobody does it like you do. There's somebody, that dude on the hill, I don't know, somebody's waiting to hear your invitation, your voice, your story, read your books, see your program, hear your heart. And they're waiting for you, and they're going to sit and wait until you show up. And until you do, they're going to stumble along going from person to book and thing to thing because they don't want to give up either. And most of us end up settling for crumbs. And you know why we end up settling for crumbs? Because we don't believe. We make an unconscious choice not to believe in ourselves, in our possibility, in our opportunity. We make an unconscious choice and we quit believing. That right there kills more dreams than anything except maybe fear. Fear keeps us from starting. We don't believe in the possibility. Well, my best experience in my life is to get a good coach. Every athlete, every musician. I got a coach right now. It's a vocal coach. I got a coaching session this afternoon, and I'm looking forward to it. That working with that coach has changed my vocal trajectory, and that is notwithstanding the fact that I've been in a group that charted #1 on Billboard 3 times. I have really worked and focused, and that coaching has made all the difference. So here's my final thing. The book, Put Your Ass Where Your Heart Wants to Be, is a metaphor for physically putting yourself in the chair. You want to write? Sit down and write. You want to create social media that matters? Sit down and do it and keep going. You know what I noticed the other day? Gary Vaynerchuk, who you probably know, one of the most influential social media people in the world, he started recycling his old videos. He did like 1,000 YouTube videos when nobody was watching and nobody gave a crap and nobody knew who he was. All of them were about wine tasting because his parents owned a wine shop. And then after that, he finally started getting attention, and now he's grown into one of the most powerful social media influencers in the world. And I've introduced him. I know him personally in a place where I was an MC. But anyway, I've noticed he's putting those old wine videos up again. How fun is that? Old ones, and he looks all different, and it's pretty funny. But it's fun to see that now. You matter. The only way it's not going to be true that you matter is if you quit, and if you don't get the help, and if you stumble around so long, you give up, which 99% of people do. It doesn't have to be you. My commitment is 300 million. I'm going to reach 300 million people this year. My year started October 14th, so 6 weeks ago. I'm going to reach 300 million people. Reach them how? With a message that you matter. You have gifts and experience I need and several million people need. You have it. You can create purpose, prosperity, and joy out of that if you want it. That's the message. And the second part of my commitment is to help you get in it, get on the way, get started, figure it out so you can do the thing you know you want to do. I'm available if you want to know more. The URL on the screen, KellanFlukigerMedia.com. There's a bunch of stuff there, books and podcasts and things. There's also an email. Let's talk. Put your ass where your heart wants to be. This is an invitation as loud as I can give it. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow.